Hi, my name is Nurma Halida and I'm from Group 5.
Hi, my name is Yasmin Salsa from Group 5.
Hi, my name is Mahadifa Yudia and I'm from Group 5.
Hello, my name is Nita Indah Sabrina Sitorus. I'm from Group 5.
Hi, I'm Yovela Melena and I'm from Group 5.
So, I want to explain about the comparison of culture and working culture between Indonesia and South Korea and their similarities. First thing first, culture in Indonesia. Indonesia has 6 religions and most of the populations are Muslims. Culture in South Korea. Korea culture is profoundly influenced by Confucian principles, and this pervades not only personal lives but also about business. And then the similarities culture between Indonesia and South Korea. They have similarities in terms of food. They eat food with rice and use chili sauce.
Culture and working culture of Indonesia. No matter how old or independent they are, Indonesians tend to keep tight relationships with members of their family. The similarities between Indonesia and South Korea has distinctive clothes, South Korea handbook and Indonesia batik. Culture and working culture of South Korea. Festival has great importance in Korean life. Korean festivals are full of life, colors, and joy, and they are celebrated through the year. Most celebrations and festivals are related to harvest and family.
Next, the third point is culture and working culture of Indonesia. Because it has various ethnic groups, music in Indonesia is also very diverse. The most popular music is gamelan, angklung, and keroncong, while modern music is pop and dangdut. And also culture and working culture of South Korea. South Korean music is divided into two categories, namely traditional music and modern music. Traditional music consists of court music, folk music, military music, religious music, instrumental music, and vocal music. As for modern music, we can find various kinds of K-pop music which is currently becoming global. And the last one is the similarities between Indonesia and South Korea. Indonesia and South Korea have similarities in the division of genres and traditional musical instruments, and both of them had significant development, and the preservation of their music has been able to keep up to this day.
In Indonesia, with a polite and courteous attitude, workers make extra effort to protect the feelings of others in order to maintain a harmonious working relationship. When an employee commits a violation, the supervisor will take an emotional approach to the employee so that the employee can be more open and can improve their performance in the future. In South Korea, the attitude of workers is known for their assertiveness, especially between subordinates and superiors. The bosses often gives warning in front of the crowd. Even employee commits a violation, the goal is to become a lesson for other employees and have a different effects. The similarities of the two countries is when given a responsibility, they can generally be trusted and will do their best.
Indonesia working culture. Point 5. The Indonesians knows about the importance of their superiors and are used to addressing them by suitable titles. In Indonesia, you must have to call them Bapak, which means sir, and Ibu, which means ma'am. No one can call them by their first name until and unless they are allowed to do so. And meanwhile, working culture in Korea, addressing someone by their title or position is important. People at work call each other by their job positions. Title indicates status, so if someone is addressed in a way that is not suitable for his age or positions, he or she may be offended and feel they are being talked to as an inferior. Sales employees introduce themselves using a title that is higher than their own, to give themselves authority in the eyes of customers. Following are some titles used in Korean companies when addressing other persons or describing their positions. And the similarities are these both countries prioritize addressing people by suitable titles. Both countries prioritizing to be a person that is respectful.
And then the second, working culture in Indonesia. In Indonesian companies, stances on personal criticism and making the leaders happy might be some of the points. Besides that, in South Korea, managers take paternalistic role with employee and may be familiar with staff in personal manner. The similarities working culture between Indonesia and South Korea, they have the similar employees' normal working hours. The workers work for around 8 hours each day.
Unlike in other countries, where there is a definite line between being a coworker and a friend, Indonesia blurs this line. In Indonesia, coworkers in a workplace could also be a friend who knows everything about you. Whereas in other countries, it would seem a bit intrusive and rude to ask personal questions. The coworkers in Indonesia don't see a problem with it. Meanwhile, working culture in Korea, in order to keep the team environment as close to family as possible, the company will also often have group dinners. In other words, on occasion the team will leave the office together to go have dinner, drinks, and possibly even a karaoke session. This particular part of Korean work culture is also highly dependent on the company and the team. Some teams may enforce this activity several times a week, while others do it less than once a month or even just once a year. And the similarities between both countries are Indonesian and South Korean has a good connection between co-workers and workers. They still keep in touch but in the outside of the work environment.